to there is the regional league where of course Nebi Central did a bit of Visoni Football Club 6 goals to 0. Visoni Football Club, hey, welcome into regional league. Yeah, this is regional league. This is not fourth league division where you were beating in teams for fun, you were winning in games for fun, you call in a friendly, you even transport the people into your home ground, you beat them and take them back. This is regional league. First game, you're receiving 6 goals. All this on Football Club. You better wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up and do whatever it is that you guys did in. There is in fourth league division games that literally saw you as winners at the other side. And then Nile Hippos also did beat Okolo Central. That is also a new entrant into regional league. 4 goals to 1. Nile Hippos is also, by the way, a new entrant, but at least for them, they have the experience in there is a regional league. At a certain point, they played regional league, and before they were relegated, they went down into the drawing board, reorganized themselves, rearranged themselves, and came back bigger and better this time around. First game, they did beat Okolo Central. It was Nile Hippos is also, I think, in the Madi region. So this was a Madi derby. The other side, I'm talking about Nile Hippos. I did beat there is the opponents 4 goals to 1, and then Koboko Rising Stars. This was in the Nile zone. We did see Koboko Rising Stars beat there is a Dramchako 1 goal to 0, and then Kauchi Urban also lost to Nyangelia Super Eagles. That is 1 goal to 0. Kauchi Urban was beaten. What is happening with Kauchi Urban? We are seeing Odramchako, and then the rest, of course, the rest are new entrants. And then we did see Pakwachi Youngsters coming into Arua City in the first game to play the overall winner of fourth league division games. There is Arua Airfield. They collected 3. Arua Airfield was beaten 3 goals to 1. They scored 1 goal as a consolation. I told them, welcome to regional league. Hey, I was having a chat with their coach. There is Mr. Ibrahim Faizo, commonly called as Anini, the Terminator, who now is a player of Uduproka Football Club, and also a coach of Arua Airfield. His side collected first game in regional league. Anini and his team, the entire team combined, plus Vapiera, that is Mavegas Pro, the graphics, the media guy, there is Chiki Bado. All of you were beaten, plus Young Elder combined 3 goals. They scored 1. I told them, welcome to regional league. They said, hey, regional league is not hard. They're just trying to settle. They will pick up. Airfield, I'm waiting for your second goal. Just like Ovison was beaten by Nebi Central. By the way, this time around, Nebi Central is one side to watch. Nebi Central, Pakwachi Youngsters, these teams are teams to be watched this time around, because for Pakwachi Youngsters, the entire holiday they have been doing training. The entire holiday, Pakwachi Youngsters has been doing training. And they, by the way, sold out one guy to Italy. There is one guy who played, who is from Arua here, Elubara. He played from Varasina Secondary School. He then went and played last season at Pakwachi Youngsters. And then currently, Niga is in Italy. So Pakwachi Youngsters, I should say, literally is doing well. They came to Arua, collected 3 points and 3 goals, went back with it to Pakwachi. They traveled very safely. Yeah, the CEO there is a Gaucho, commonly called as Gaucho, but Kumu. And then there is one ambassador over there as Muzamil that stays in Paida, but is a supporter of Pakwachi Youngsters instead of supporting Paida Black Angels. Muzamil, Wewe, Okura, Muzamil. So they traveled very well. They traveled with the team and they did very well. Collecting 3 points and 3 goals away is quite a very good one. It's a perfect one. And then for Nebi Central, they're also doing well. For Nile Zone, I don't know what is happening. We're not seeing teams doing so well. Koboko Rising Stars did beat Dramchako, and Kauchi Urban did lose out. I don't know the result that came through from Araka Football Club and the rest of the teams within Nile Zone. Now, this time around, I think, as usual, the competition for Nyagaki Zone Regional League is going to be very, very tight. Yeah, the competition from there is Nyagaki zone is going to be very, very tight, because if you look at the competition within Nile zone, we are literally seeing, of course, teams are just there. We didn't see them play friendlies. We didn't see them sign in a lot of players. It was only Total that we did see was very active in signing players. Total was very active in playing friendlies. Total, I think, did play a friendly with there is a Royal Airfield. It ended either 1-1 or 0-0 in there, and it was Airfield that was a little bit active in there is signing players just like Total and also engaging in friendlies. But the rest of the teams in a regional league went mute like this, poop, zipped up. You would look for information about them in vain, you don't find. These were teams in Nile zone. But then teams within Nyagaki zone, of course, they did do very well. We did see them very active in signing players. We did see them very active in playing friendlies and all that. So they are there reaping in their results, walloping people for fun. 6-0, the other side 3-0, the other side. That is Nyagaki zone for you in the regional league. We shall be leaving that one there, and of course crossing over into there is the big league. Games did go down over the weekend. We did see a couple of teams traveling of course away, and Boma did beat Karo Karunji 1-0, and then Blacks Power did beat Kataka, the Eastern Giants, 2-0. Busoga lost to there is Chiinda Boys at 2 goals. There is at 1. Then Gaddafi beat Calvary Midigo, our neighbors here, 2-0. And then Mida and Pai the Black Angels played a 2-2. Remember, Mida was home, and then Pai the Black Angels traveled. So it is quite a very good traveling that distance and coming back with at least 1 point in the bag, sharing spoils. So that is it for Pai the Black Angels and Mida. They did play 2-2, and then Ntunga Saze did host there is Onduparaka Football Club in there, and of course Onduparaka Football Club traveled to Mitiana, and they scored the first goal in 5 minutes. The first half did end on a 1-0, but then Mida came in, I think around the 64th or 65th minute there. We did see Ntunga Saze equalizing that very goal that Onduparaka had scored in the early minutes of the game. 5 minutes into play, we did see Onduparaka already scoring in one goal in there. So 90 minutes, I did see this very game end on 1-1, sharing spoils in there. And then Arua Hill played Kataka, and they did beat them also 2-0. And then these were previous games in there. And then this week, of course, this week we shall also be seeing games going down. 31st, Blacks Power will be playing Ntunga Saze. This, of course, Karo Karunji will be playing Blacks Power, and then we shall be seeing Buhimba taking on there is Mida, and then Calvary will be taking on Ntunga Saze, and then Chigezi Homeboys will be taking on Boma. Chiinda Boys will be taking on Rua Hill, and then Onduparaka plays there is Gaddafi on 3rd November. And then Rua Hill will be taking on Chigezi Home Boys, and then basically these games that of course will be going in. These are games that will be, of course, coming through. We already did see results that went down over the weekend in there. Quite a very interesting games, of course, that will be coming through this very week in there. And then I want us to look at, of course, the table standings over. There is the table standings over regional league. This is where now you will be understanding where your team is, whether your team is doing well, whether it is there, swimming in confusion, whether you're supporting the right team and all that. So this is, of course, the table standings for a big league in there. Boma, of course, sits in position number 1 with 9 points. They are stealing themselves and running away, by the way. And then in position number 2, we have Gaddafi that has 8 points. And then 7 points has Chiinda Boys, that sits in position number 3. And then Blacks Power sits in position number 4 with, of course, 6 points. And then 5 points in position number 5 is, of course, Karo Karunji. And then Onduparaka Football Club has 5 points, and they sit in position number 6. Position number 7 has, of course, Antunga Saze that has 4 points in there. Then position number 8 has Chigezi Homeboys, and they have 4 points. And then another 4 points is in position number 9. We have Buhimba, and then Calvary has 4 points in position number 10. And then position number 11, we have Kataka that has also 4 points. And then 3 points, 3 points you have by the Black Angels that sits in position number 12. And then position number 13 is Busoga United that has 3 points. Position number 14 is the mighty Arua Hill that has 3 points. After beating Kataka, of course, we did see them losing the two games. And then in position number 15, we have Maida that has 2 points onto their names. And remember, just like I had said, out of all this, Onduparaka has played 5 games compared to the rest of the games. Boma has played 4, Gaddafi has played 4, Chiinda has played 4, Black Spar has played 3 games, Karo Karunji has played 4 games, Antunga Saze and Chigezi Homeboys, Buhimba, Calvary, these ones have played 3 points with the Black Angels inclusive, and then Arua Hill inclusive. These ones have played 3 games onto their names. And then 4 games, we have Mida, Busoga, Kataka, which other team has played for? Karo Karunji, Chiinda, Gaddafi, and Boma. It's only Onduparaka Football Club that, of course, has played 5 games. But within the 5 games, they have only accumulated, there is 5 points, yeah. So it's quite also a little bit tricky for Onduparaka Football Club because if you look at other teams that are beneath them, these are teams that have played less games. So what happens if these teams play the remaining 2 games and to come into playing 5 games? What happens? Won't we see them going past? Going past Onduparaka Football Club? We should not be surprised when you see Onduparaka Football Club, of course, sinking in down there because they have played reliably a few. They have played a few games, of course, compared to there is the team Onduparaka Football Club that, of course, sits up there. That basically is, of course, what we did have for you within there is the local stories. And just like I had said, we did see a couple of games, of course, going through into there is of the UPL. Teams are also stealing themselves away within there is the table standings in there. And then we are seeing Chitara, by the way. Chitara did do quite very well. That was last season. We also did see them do very well in there is the Uganda Stanbic Uganda Cup. By the Stanbic Uganda Cup preliminary fixtures have come out. We shall also be looking into that, maybe possibly after there is the UPL games. There is something definitely to me I feel there is ongoing with Chitara Football Club because Omedi is scoring games in the in the national team, but when it comes down to his club, we are not seeing Omedi scoring goals. What is happening? Are you people thinking what I'm thinking? Of course, this is Susie, and I am entitled to my own opinions as Susie. But then, something should be wrong. And I want us to look at some major issues that could be affecting Chitara Football Club, the Royals. Chitara Football Club have, of course, named Waswa Bosa as the head coach after sacking in the other that was not bringing in results. Following the departure of Brian Senyondo, the appointment was imminent following an abysmal start to the season. Of course, we're talking about Uganda Premier League season 2024-2025 by the Royals winning just 1 match in 6th and sitting in relegation zone despite spending spree in various other transfer windows. We did see, by the way, Kataka being, Chitara being one of the most active clubs within there is UPL when it was the transfer windows were quite open. However, despite improving the squad by recruiting Patrick Kadu, Taita Sematimba, Ronaldo Tai, Fred Marco, Marvin Nyanzi, Umar Rutalo, Moses Seride, and Devin Dihawe, among others, the club has certainly struggled for results, losing all but one match since they beat newcomers Lugazi 3-0 in the league opener. Uganda Cranes players Jude Semugabi and Dennis Omedi have looked a shadow in Chitara colors, but brilliant for the national team, while the rest have struggled for form. That is exactly what I was saying. We see Omedi scoring goals the other side when he's for national duty, but when it comes to down the club, you don't see Omedi even having any assist. What is happening? Bosa definitely coming into Chitara, he needs a lot of things to fix. First of all, there is a lot. First, the disunity caused by intrigue from some members of the management that has infiltrated into the players, with some playing for the coach while others don't care. You see now the problem of Chitara. According to reliable sources that, of course, Whistle Time Desk Western TV tried to reach to, Senyondo is working on the relationship with some members on the management committee and the secretariat with Toxic and the board to fight him till he failed, and they have succeeded. Since the start of the season, they have done everything possible to fail the youthful tactician by dividing the dressing room, and it has shown into the results that, of course, didn't come through since the opening of the season of Uganda Premier League, season 2024-2025. However, a good number within the squad still wanted Senyondo to continue with the club. How they react to Bosa's appointment remains to be seen, and we are yet to follow that as a Whistle Time Desk. A good thing, although it has is that those who fought Senyondo and his staff have been involved in the decision to hire Bosa, and this will give him all the necessary support to fixing the disunity within the camp of the Royals. We're talking about Chitara Football Club, the Masindi-based side. Senyondo appeared to struggle naming a consistent team with, of course, players benched after one bad game, which could have led to loss of confidence in their abilities to play games. There is also the issue of fans who see Chitara is a world beater, and just one bad result calls for them to pile unnecessary pressure onto the players, coaches, and management. By the way, this is the problem of fans, yeah? You see fans, and if you're not able to contain pressure from fans, fans always want win, 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 win. Fans forget that there are three sides in football. You're either winning, you're either losing, or they're beating, or it's a draw. But fans don't understand that. For fans, what they want is win, win, win. Fans, lakini you azinyikini becho ya minda mpirarara. Na fans pima agenda ayo. Na fans pima agenda drebeleni yoyo. Chitara currently is suffering. Chitara nidriti. As kuni last season, anadia Chitara mpira la. Season they say. Chitara ndelo mpira fi alote. Mpira zile eke beke ndete. Hata pera kuevu masinde na haba Chitara nindete. Fans jikidale yo. Ndrgaja. Fans jikidale yo te kanene. Dewaru pressure ni la pressure la mvi players vi madre, pressure mvi management madre, pressure ni mvi coach madre. Fans understand kita bakuba. Bari yazinga ta fans bere mbanga nalera. So Chitara went ahead and appointed Bosa. I want us to, with you out there, viewer, wherever you be catching us from, I want us to look into this decision over whether Chitara did right to appoint Bosa. Kaneko, it is a bad decision. I don't know. The decision to appoint Bosa has split opinion, but a majority believe he is the right man for the job. Besides, there weren't many standout candidates to, of course, replace Senyondo, although United sounded out. Other candidates, including Matia Lule, both represented the best option. He is a winner and comes in with a lot of experience and can lead ably, command and respect over players. Definitely, we are yet to see when, of course, both takes on office with the Royals. We shall be seeing definitely how he will be performing in there. And of course, there are some stories that, of course, we did look into. There is the UPL. I didn't want us to go into results. I didn't want us to go into certain things. I wanted us, of course, I wanted us to look into the issue that basically is happening in there is Chitara Football Club in there, because these people are doing, these people definitely are not doing okay. But if you look at some of their players that are going in to represent the national team, they are scoring goals. They are scoring goals. But when they come down, you don't see them score in any goals anywhere. So this definitely brings in a lot of questions. If you are a football fanatic, if you are a lover of football, you definitely should be asking yourself a couple of questions. We should be going off into a short commercial break. When we return, we shall be telling you about the 2024 Mental Health Awareness Sports Gala. And this is the very first edition, and it is taking place in Gulu City down there. Don't you touch that remote.